Nathaniel Marshall walking in first, making his debut as an amateur. Blake, you had no amateur fights, is that right?
No amateur fights, but he trains out of King's MMA, so this kid is coming out of a legitimate gym with a lot of legitimately competing professional athletes. So he may not have experience inside the cage in terms of actual competition yet, but this kid trains with killers.
Imagine being your first amateur fight inside the lights out cage, under the lights, on live, where you can watch on Lights Out Sports TV app, and it's going to be seen on streaming services all over the place. Go get him, youngster. It must be fun, and he doesn't look nervous at all, like his size, good physique. Nathaniel Marshall taking on David Matos out of Cuba. Tell the people a little bit about the rules of the camera fights.
So for amateur fights, you're not allowed to do elbows to the head, knees to the head. You see this guy has shin pads on right here as well. Some submissions, rotational knee locks are not allowed. But for the most part, it's very similar to professional rule sets, which, with several minor restrictions, which I'll talk about when they come up during the fight.
And now, please welcome to the lights out cage, Davis Matos.
Out of La Habana, Cuba, saludos a todos los cubanos. Fighting out of Cuba, David Matos. Also his amateur debut.
So I talk a lot about when, like, let's say a Mexican fighter or one of the Pacific Islanders, Cubans. This is another nation of fighters. These guys are some of the best boxers in the world, and they come to scrap. I'm not familiar with David Matos, but just being a Cuban in itself tells me that this kid is gonna be ready to scrap, Pablo.
I'm from Miami, Florida, so I feel I'm partially Cuban. So many Cubans and friends of mine, and Cubans are not just fighters, they're amazing, wonderful people, talented. They struggle to get to this country. Some of them came here legally. Shout out to all the immigrants that made it here to the great United States. And David Matos, let's see what you have inside the cage. And check it out, Alex Leff is giving away 2 free tickets and 2 t-shirts. Hey, I want a t-shirt. All they have to do is download Lights Out Sports TV for a shot at winning 2 free tees and 2 free tickets. Pull out those phones, snap away.
Man, so that means we're not going to be the only winners tonight at Lights Out Street Fighting. Are not going to be fighters. Some of the fans at home are going to take home a W and a couple of t-shirts.
Nice. I'm a size large, by the way, but I'll buy one. If I don't win, I'm gonna buy one, because they are super sweet. And come down to LBC, because it's always a party here, and Lights Out just puts on a show. David Matos taking his time before entering the cage. Let's go to our tail of the tape for this fight. Sponsored by Lights Out Sports. This fight is sponsored by Lights Out Sports, a free ad-supported multi-sports platform, just sports. Any numbers jump out at you there, Blake?
You know, I don't like to say it, but virtually identical. We see an inch difference on leg reach and an inch height difference. Not much advantage in any area.
And they both went with the crossed arm pose. Just one had a little bit more beard, one a little bit more hair, and 1 inch more hair. It's going to be a good one. Tyson Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout will be 3 2-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. He weighed in at 144 pounds. He represents King's MMA, making his fight debut out of Murrieta, California. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nathaniel Marshall. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. He weighed in at 145 pounds. He represents The Body Shop, making his fight debut out of Habana, Cuba. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Davis Matos. Your referee for this bout will be Jonathan Romero.
We like to say how the first fight goes is how the night goes, Blake. So let's see how this night gets off to a start. This is LXF24 alongside Blake Bulletproof Troop, the just retired heavyweight champion of LXF24. I am Pablo Alcina, just a champion in all your hearts. So thank you for tuning in. This is LXF24, and let's get this party underway. There goes the fight.
I expect there to be fireworks here. We have 2 fighters fighting out of great teams' bodies.
Ooh. Whoa! Great combination by the Cuban. Cuban's great at boxing and also wrestling. A great start for Matos. First with a nice jab, punch, exchange, and then the takedown.
Yeah, beautiful job mixing the martial arts together. This is mixed martial arts, and his ability to go from boxing, see the takedown opening, drop for it, and now maintaining top position shows that this is a versatile athlete.
So many great fighters in the MMA out of Cuba. Hector Lombard, one to mention, just a beast whenever he gets on top of you. David Matos, different category, different size, but I kind of saw a similar go for the boxing, look for the takedown, got him down, and then when a Cuban gets on top of you, a good wrestler, it's going to be tough. Help out Nathaniel Marshall.
You know, he's got to really start trying to get up to his hip. The problem is he has the cage right next to him, so it's going to be hard to get up on his side. You see he's kind of fighting to get his shoulder blades up off of the mat. The right thing to do, but his opponent's got him down, and he's using this crossface with his left arm to put his back flat on the mat.
These are 2-minute rounds, so 3 2-minute rounds in case you're seeing the clock. Again, it's a camel fight. They're 2-minute rounds. Matos clearly controlling this first round. Beautiful start to his amateur career. Nathaniel Marshall, it's his first fight as an amateur as well. Just surviving this round also would be lots of great learning experience for Nathaniel.
Absolutely, but he's got to start doing things drastic. With a 2-minute round, it's very easy to get taken down and lose the round. He has got to do everything in his power to get up. You see his left arm is dug into the armpit of his opponent. Marshall needs to continue to drive that even deeper and through, getting up onto, you see he's coming up onto his right elbow. He needs to continue to come up and use that underhook to get himself to his feet or create a scramble.
Meanwhile, Matos knows I have this first round under control. Did not absorb a single hit. He was looking for get that full mount and finish it. Didn't take any chances, but landed plenty of blows. Beautiful first round. Para el hombre de Cuba, David Matos, azúcar, like the great Celia Cruz used to say. First round, great start to his amateur career for David Matos.
Yeah, went in, landed some strikes, got the takedown, and maintained top position until the end of the round. And Pablo, I don't know if you saw it, but he was mad dogging Marshall at the end of the round when they stood up.
Quick break, we'll be back. LXF 24, baby. We are back going to round 2. Matos, he looks like he's got a wounded dog. Look at that the right eye of Nathaniel Marshall closing and quickly. I doubt he's going to be seeing out of that eye soon. Just a boxing for Matos in the first round.
Yes, I'm not even sure what punch it was that he landed that. Whoa! Marshall has a huge mouse on that right eye, and we see Matos again using his hands to get inside, securing the takedown, and now looking to get a dominant top position and probably rain down shots again, Pablo.
Yeah, the eyes almost completely closed. I think it came from a left hook right at the beginning before the takedown, and then he added 3 closing shots that I think spread the swelling a bit more. But without a doubt, before this round's over, Marshall's not going to be seeing out of that right eye.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised at the amount of swelling that we see from that. And I agree with you that I believe it was a left hook very early in the round, potentially the one that kind of wobbled Marshall and allowed the takedown to happen.
We'll see if we get that in a replay later on. But Matos, again, it's just your first fight, but you want to start your career with confidence, and Matos has done that in spades.
I mean, when you come out of a camp like Body Shop in Long Beach, you know, Antonio McGee, AJ McGee, you're going to come out feeling good about yourself because you're training with some of the best in the world.
Oh, shout out to the McKees, Antonio McKee, AJ McKee, great family, great coaches, amazing fighters themselves. Always love the talent they bring to LXF. And Matos just on top, looking to finish this. The referee looking up close. He knows it's an camel fight, just amateurs. David Matos de Cuba, sensational start to his career. Azúcar, baby.
You heard you just looked over and smiled. He's doing a fantastic job of implementing his game plan, which looks to be use my hands, get inside, take him down, and then grind on top. Nathaniel Marshall has got to get his head away from the cage. You see the way that Matos is jamming his head into the cage? It makes it so his head gets stuck there, and then you can rain down shots just as he's doing right now.
Yo soy de La Habana, canta David Matos. He's pounding Nathaniel Marshall right now, 2 rounds to none. Oh, he went for the double fist bump. A little late hit, but no, referee was there.
See, he's staring him down again at the end of the round. Matos is trying to eat this dude's lunch.
Quick break, and we'll be back with more LXF 20, back on round 3. And I know David Matos knows he's controlling this fight, but he does not want to win by decision. Something tells me Matos wants to finish it. What could Nathaniel Marshall do to pull the comeback?
Man, he has got to let his hands go. What, are they bringing the doctor in to check?
Yeah, he can't see from that eye. I mean, and it's an amateur fight. If I'm his corner, I'm stopping this fight, Blake. I mean, what's the point? What are we gaining here? Even if he does come back and win, it's not an important record. Oh, he can open his eye, though. All right.
You know, it's some swelling, not a crazy cut, and I don't think the kid's taking a ton of damage. Definitely a lot of top control and very dominant rounds from Matos, but not necessarily a ton of damage besides that mouse on his right eye.
It's interesting because he can open it, but then he chooses to close it. Again, it might be from hurting. I thought he couldn't open it. The swelling was so bad. The doctors did as well. They checked that. His eye's okay. So let's see Matos.
You might have to do a replay and see if it was open at the beginning, because maybe it was a little closed, and that's why I didn't see that punch, Pablo.
Matos in the red corner from Cuba, taking on Nathaniel Marshall from Murrieta, California. And something tells me we might see Matos again as early as next month, because I have loved the start from this amateur.
Yeah, he's been looking fantastic. Much more
straight right.
Yeah, very patient here in the third round. The first two, he really came out guns blazing, closed the distance. It just took him maybe 20 seconds longer here in this third round, but I would not be surprised to see him drop down, lock his hands under his opponent's hip, or get an inside trip back on top.
Very impressed by his boxing. I mean, it's extremely solid, beautiful hooks with the left, with the right, a nice straight that doesn't waste any energy. You see sometimes amateurs throwing this big waving hooks. Matos straight, you can tell he's got that boxing pedigree out of Cuba and the McKees, and now he's got the wrestling. Man, very, very impressed.
I was gonna say, not only fantastic boxing, but ability to fluidly move into the grappling. And if you notice again, he puts his opponent's head against the cage, which makes it so much more difficult for his opponent to move his head, which means he's going to take more damage. I'd like to see Matos posture up here, come up to his feet, hip in, and start raining down some bigger shots that could potentially finish the fight.
25 seconds to go. Let's see if Matos can finish it. I also like what the McKees are doing, and something that I'm maybe noticing. Focus on boxing and wrestling. He's not throwing kicks. He's not trying jiu-jitsu. No, this is what I do. I grapple, I wrestle, and I punch you in the face.
Yeah, so he stood up there and tried to rain down some bigger shots. Nathaniel Marshall was able to create a scramble and get back to his feet, but unable to do much with it once getting to his feet.
And that's the end of the fight. A nice little hug. Well done. And a big yell. Another chance of Cuba, Cuba, Cuba. The chance of Cuba for David Matos brought a nice entourage right here. I root for all fighters from the U.S., from Cuba, from Europe, from Africa, from Asia. This is a sport that's for everybody, and it's for every size, and it's for men, and it's for women. And we've seen MMA fighters that are over 40. We've seen fighters that are 18 killing it in the game. So this is the future, I think, just all across the world. And there's the flag of Cuba, always representing his country. Nothing wrong with that. And recap this round three, David Matos doing a beautiful job.
So round three was a lot like the first two rounds. We saw Matos there get that inside trip, taking Nathaniel Marshall down, and then posturing up here, landing some of the best strikes of ground and pound strikes he had landed the entire fight. Right before that, I said I'd like to see him come to his feet and start raining down bigger shots, and he did just that. For a debut, I am really impressed with this guy, Pablo.
Really liked it, and I hope we have him here again. Sean Merriman, if you're hearing me, David Matos, ooh, I see him not only fighting again, but fighting as a pro here.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for both of these warriors. And now, ladies and gentlemen, after three exciting rounds, all three judges scored the bout 30-27 for your winner. Out of the red corner, David Matos.
David, congratulations. A long way from Cuba, Havana. How does it feel to be here in the lights out cage?
Wow, me siento bien. Primeramente que todo quiero darle gracias a mi familia aquí, a mi suegro que me han apoyado desde el principio, a mi esposa que la amo, a mis amigos, a mis coaches, Antonio, Brady, este que está aquí, gracias a todos. Solamente quiero decir una cosa. ¡Viva Cuba libre! ¡Patria y vida! ¡Díaz Canel sin go!
Yeah, he likes to say thank you to all the supporters, his family, his wife, Coach Antonio McKee, Agent McKee, myself, Team Body Shop, and he says, you know, love and freedom to Cuba.
How do you feel? Your first amateur debut. How are you able to shake off those nerves coming into the cage?
¿Cómo te sentiste andar aquí en la jaula y poniéndote a pelear en esa pelea de este show de Lights Out?
Wow, una gran experiencia. Nada, gracias a los promotores de aquí de todo esto y gracias.
He says it was a beautiful experience. He can't wait to come back and just thank you. He's ready for the next one.
Lastly, David, how are you going to celebrate after this big win?
¿Qué vas a hacer después de la pelea? ¿Qué vas a hacer?
Voy a festejar con mi familia, con mi esposa. Y voy a volver el lunes, estoy entrenando de vuelta al gimnasio, a mejorar, a entrenar más duro, porque yo vine a ser campeón, yo vine a ser número 1 del mundo. Y sé que lo voy a lograr.
He's going to celebrate with his family, teammates, and his beautiful wife. And first thing Monday, he'll be back at practice so he can fight for the lights out title. So be ready for him.
Congratulations.
Gracias, Antonio. Te quiero.
Back to you, Pablo.
Thank you, Coach. Loves you.
That was awesome. He said, hey, Antonio McKee, I love you. He also said he wants to be a champion. And I've never been so impressed by somebody making their amateur debut as I was by David Matos. I did not see a flaw in his game. Blake, your thoughts?
Yeah, he looked fantastic. I was really impressed with his performance. And here we go on the replays. And round 1, round 2, and round 3, virtually the same thing. We saw Matos get in, throw some bombs, and then secure a takedown. Once on top, started grinding with ground and pound and pressure.
Yeah, David just went over and hugged Antonio McKee. What a good fight. What a good fighter. Loved what I saw. I think we're going to see him here again and again. Shout out to the McKees, because all their fighters, not only do they improve with each fight, every single one will tell you, I love the McKees. And there you saw it from David. He didn't say I love you to my wife as many times as he said I love you to McKee. Quick break and we'll be